You live in a world full of sharks. This world is run primarily by sharks.
If you're approaching life in that way, everything in your business changes.
See, in your life, you're going to get what you tolerate.
Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee and sip on today's message from Eric Thomas. Also, if you want to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. It's free. The link to join is in the description below.
Even if you're my closest friend, I have boundaries.
Freshman year in college, me and my boys start like this, Christian, organization.
Somebody asked me, yo, E, how do you stay fired up, bruh? You've been doing this since you was 19. It seemed like me and Dad, where Dad at? Me and Dad was talking. He was like, E, I listen to so many other motivational speakers, E, and it just seemed like you get better and better. And I said, I get better and better because the thing that pumped me up in the beginning is the thing I think about every day. I'm about to show you some outlines. I wake up every day like, yo, E, you got to take control, bruh. Because if you don't take control, we live in a society outside of your house. You live in a world full of sharks. This world is run primarily by sharks. And I promise you, if you don't become one, they will eat you alive.
You haven't become a shark yet because you haven't decided that your mission is important enough. Now, being a shark doesn't mean that you have to become aggressive, violent, and angry. It means that you're pushing to be the best in your industry, a true leader, someone who makes a difference. And it starts with your mission. Raise the level of how important your mission feels to you and your entire life changes. So I look at my mission as an example. I want to solve the world's biggest problem. It's never going to happen. I'm trying to solve the biggest problem I think in the world, which is that lack of belief in yourself. The untapped potential. That's what I wake up every day trying to do. And the more that I put myself in a position of this thing matters, what I do really, really, really matters. The more I can put myself in that mind frame, the bigger my thinking becomes, the bolder I get as a human and as an entrepreneur. And I look at the path that I've taken over the past X number of years. I look at being able to collaborate with someone like Eric Thomas when he gave a shout out in his video. That would have been something I wouldn't have thought of when I first started on YouTube. I look at the relationships I built with people like Tony Robbins and Gary Vaynerchuk and Grant Cardone and the people that we profile. Tony Robbins, I took the people on my team to go see him at Unleash the Power Within. I brought 5, I think, of my people down, and we're sitting up in the cheap seats. And then a year later, he invited me as his personal guest to sit right down in the front row. Chairman invited seating, and I'm going back. I leave tomorrow. I don't know when this video goes up, but I leave tomorrow for Dallas to do it again. It's wild. Right? It doesn't feel like that stuff is possible. It comes from shifting the value of your mission. I deserve it because what I'm doing is solving a real problem. And we often feel like we're not capable of doing these great things. And we downplay our role, and we downplay how important our mission is, and we downplay what we think we can do. That's what needs to shift. That's what needs to change. You need to feel like the work you do matters. You need to feel like the mission you're on means something. Can have a big impact. And if you're approaching life in that way, everything in your business changes. I'm going to give you a 3-step process that I use to help, and I think it'll help you too. Step number 1 is have a big why and a little why. So the big why is your mission, is your vision, is what you're trying to accomplish, right? It's this big thing that you're trying to go off and do. And it should be inspiring, it should be bold, it should be something that you can't just do tomorrow, right? It's got to be this big thing that's all encompassing that maybe will never happen in your lifetime. Sometimes the big why feels a little too big. Sometimes that big why feels like it's never going to happen. You can't do it. You don't have the skills, the resources, the capabilities. And so when that seed of doubt creeps in is when I use the little why. The little why are the day-to-day. So if my goal, if I want to solve human potential, right? I want everybody in the world to believe in themselves. I want to help 1 billion entrepreneurs, whatever I'm pulling from. If that ever feels too big, what I'll do is look at the little why of, well, I helped somebody today. Or I helped somebody yesterday. I'll look at my YouTube comments, I'll look at my Instagram comments, I'll see the stories that come in from the emails. and say, Evan, thank you so much for XYZ. Every day I get lots of them, and that fuels me. Those are the little whys. So I may not be hitting my big why, but I know that the work I do matters. That's at the core of what you need to feel, that the work that you do matters, is having an impact, it means something to people. Now you might say, well, Evan, you're fortunate. Now you've got all these followers and subscribers, and it's easy to get love and accolades. And it is, it's true. I'm spoiled. Every day I get tons of comments, and it's almost all positive. But I did this when I was just getting started. I did this before I even had a YouTube channel. I used to have these moments when I was speaking. I did these events in Toronto helping local entrepreneurs, and I would go out and do my speech and do a workshop and help people, and I felt so amazing after. Amazing, like, man, yes, this is so great what I'm doing. And then I would wake up the next day and feel like, well, I don't know, what I do isn't important. Wake up the next day and feel like, I don't know, there's no meaning in what I'm doing. I got nothing on my plate today. And so it had these spikes of purpose and spikes of momentum and spikes of belief, and then fall back down to feeling like it doesn't mean anything. I think we have a daily reset, and so I think you need to remind yourself daily that what you do is important. So what I did when I didn't have a big following was I put together a PowerPoint file of some of the comments that came out of my workshop. So when I did a workshop, people would sometimes email me in, or we had these feedback forms, and they'd write something down about what they liked or didn't like. And the positive ones about how I've impacted their life, I would put on this PowerPoint file that I would look at every morning. So I put it to music that I liked, and then have these words pop up. It's like, yeah, it's just a reminder that what I do matters. It means something. And I think you need it on a daily basis, because no matter how great you may feel today, tomorrow you're starting out from almost ground zero again. And you can slowly shift ground zero over time. What your baseline becomes from 1 year to the next might be different, but on a day-to-day, you don't see it that much. And so you need to inject that into your day every day. And so sometimes the big why is enough. Sometimes the big why is, yeah, of course they're gonna go off and crush and go and do these amazing things. Sometimes it's not enough, and you gotta remind yourself of the little whys that, hey, I impacted somebody yesterday. I impacted somebody today. So you feel like the work you do matters. It makes a huge difference. Step number 2 is chart your start. So along the lines of big why, little why, what your morning routine looks like matters. It makes a difference. Most people wake up like an accident. Most people wake up and fall into somebody else's version of what their life should be. You pick up your phone and you start dealing with emergencies and emails and crisis and DMs, and you don't control your day. Successful people don't do that. Successful people have a routine that sets them up for success, that demands excellence. Everybody wakes up and you're tired and you're just getting started and you don't have full energy. Nobody wakes up and like, yeah, oh my gosh, it's Wednesday, I'm so excited. Like, that's not how it happens. But they demand that of themselves, right? And so the morning routine that you create for yourself has to lead to you feeling that way, feeling bold, feeling confident, feeling unstoppable. And so much more important than what I do or what Eric does as a morning routine is thinking, what do you do? What do you need to do? What makes you feel bold? What makes you feel confident? What makes you feel alive? And then doing that every morning. Demanding boldness from yourself every morning. Charting your start so that every morning you wake up and you do the thing that helps you believe more in yourself. Most people, if they have a morning routine, you just check in the boxes. Like, okay, watch a video, check. Write in my journal, check. You know, eat a healthy breakfast, check. You're checking it off, but if you don't have the feeling behind it, it doesn't count. You might have spent 2 hours going through your ideal morning routine and checked everything off, but you don't feel bold and unstoppable. Fail, it didn't work. Sometimes it's just a little bit more intention. Maybe watching videos help you, but if you're doing it while you're checking your phone and while you're eating breakfast and while you're doing 3 other things, you don't get the feeling of the video, right? Or reading the book or anything else. You're distracted, you're not focused. You don't have the intention of, this has to make me feel bold. This has to be an amazing day for myself, right? Demanding excellence. So chart your start. Whatever the thing is that makes you feel bold, unstoppable, powerful, has to be into your daily routine every single day. And number 3 is have an environment of excellence. The environment you're in makes such a big difference. You are a product of your environment. Your environment has been perfectly designed to keep you exactly where you are. So you want to change it, change your environment. You want to change your situation in life, change your environment. Now, that doesn't mean move to Canada or move to the beaches or move to some other country. You may not be able to afford that. Awesome. Figure it out right now. I can't meet Steve Jobs, but I can have him up on my wall. Start with your office environment, wherever office is. If it's a home office, an actual office, a basement, you know, your mom's couch, whatever it is, wherever your office is, design it. The beauty of this, these may not mean much to you, but it means something to me. And I walk in every day and all these pictures have a reason and a story for it. And so I put them up once. I had to decide once, what do I want to have on here that's going to make me feel bold? And then every day I walk in and it just takes care of itself. I call them play bigger triggers. These are my play bigger triggers. I'm standing here working. Usually my monitors are here, so I'm looking at this, and then I got Steve Jobs kind of staring me down right here. Right? Saying, let's go, Evan. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Right? I'll do it once. And then every day he's staring me down. And then AP Giannini and my parents and Howard Schultz and Kanye West, and this is my environment. These are my play bigger triggers. You set it up once and it inspires you daily. Right? Next, look at what's on your computer background. Look at your screens. What's on your computer background? What's on your cell phone background? Should be something that inspires you. Inspires you to play bigger. Your play bigger triggers. So anywhere that you're hanging out often, your office, your car if you drive a lot, your bedroom, your screens, all of it. Make sure there's a play bigger trigger to infuse boldness in you on a consistent basis every single day. Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, question of the day, I wanna know, what is your mission and why does it mean so much to you? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're gonna take action after this video and you liked it, give me a hashtag believe in the comments as well.
See, in your life, you're going to get what you tolerate. Stop tolerating for these people who have believed in you all your life, an inferior life for you. Stop allowing God to bless you and give you all this giftedness and opportunity and settle and tolerate less. For those babies that are sitting here with you, your children and grandchildren, stop being willing to tolerate less for them. Don't tolerate it anymore. Yeah, you got to give it your best, but it starts making a decision that this is over. I don't tolerate this life anymore. Pretty good's not good enough for my family. Pretty good's not good enough for my grandmother. Pretty good's not good enough for my grandpa, my parents, my future children. Pretty good ain't gonna get it done for this family. Now I hope you hear them whispering to you, he's right. You can do this. You're great. You're special. You were born for a reason. I hope you can feel that. Life's gonna give you ultimately what you'll fight for.
I try and play this practice of, if I ever feel like in any moment life is not going the way that I think it should be going, it's because I'm resisting what is. If someone didn't turn in their work on time and I'm just like, getting that way, or something didn't come out right, or the delivery doesn't come, or the technology breaks again, we can list anything in that slot, right? It's me arguing with reality. I'm making myself miserable in that moment because I'm choosing to argue with what is. That's always a losing proposition. So the more awareness I can bring to that and go like, is this really how you want to live your life in this moment, Marie? Because every single moment, as you know, sets you up for the next moment. And you string these moments together and guess what? You have your life until we get to that incredible deathbed. We never know when that's coming. So every single moment is an opportunity for us to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves. And so I just try and play the game. If I'm miserable, if I'm upset, if I'm angry, if I'm cranky, it is my responsibility because it's based on what I'm thinking or believing in that moment. It's not the outside world causing me to feel this. It's what I'm doing up here that's making me have that reaction. And if I'm the problem, I am also the solution.
If you want to know what Eric Thomas thinks about dreams and why you are lazy, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
What fuels you? The reason why you so lazy is not because you don't have the ability. You so lazy because your dream's so small.